Shannon, does he have a point?
No, he only got 2 targets because he couldn't get open. Amari's like, I'm not wasting throws. You're not open. If you look the distance or the lack of separation that he had between himself and Gilmore, why would Dak throw him the ball, Skip? It's hard to dominate. It's hard to get more targets when you're not open. Mike Thomas can't guard Mike. The reason why he gets all those targets, Skip, because he's open. Amari, you weren't open. Just chalk it up, say, he got me. Skip, he got me. He played better than I did that day. This was one of the main reasons his team won, because I wasn't able to help my team. He's embarrassed because Amari looks at himself as one of the top receivers. And if you're one of the top receivers, how you let one man take you out of the game? Yeah. That's what happened. If I'm Dak Prescott, I ain't listening to nothing Amari say. Hey, I'm going to go out here and go through my read. You open, you get the ball. If you're not, I'm going on. And that's what he did. But is he just embarrassed? But sometimes, hey, they win too. Gilmore is a very good player. You make it seem like you got shut out by a bum. Chalk it up, Amari. He got you. He won that one. You get an opportunity to bounce back today and the next weekend moving forward. And if you're fortunate enough to see him again, which you won't, you do better next time. But don't blame him on the amount of targets you got. The amount of targets you got was a reflection of how often you got open.
That is true. So, I do like it that Amari this week at least showed some life. At least he showed a little raw pride.
Yeah, a lot more than what he showed Sunday.
At least he showed some fight in this response.
Yeah.
He showed none of that at New England.
Yeah.
It got so bad, he literally took himself out of the game for a whole series and went and stood with his coat on and watched.
Yeah.
He was just shamed because he just couldn't get open.
Couldn't shake him.
He just couldn't shake him, and it just crushed him psychologically to the point that he said, I'm going to quit. I'm just going to go stand and watch because I don't even deserve to be out here. You can't do that on the road at New England. Your team needs you too badly. And to his point about 2 targets, the truth is that the flip side of that response is it's hard to keep Amari Cooper from dominating a game when he probably had, what do you guess, a dozen plays called for him? A dozen. I'll bet it might have been 15 plays. And every time he was primary, Dak, who last week was graded by Pro Football Focus as the best quarterback in football on first reads, every time he went first read Amari, what did he see? What's number 24?
24.
Yeah, he saw 24 first.
Yeah.
He saw red and blue and white.
Yeah.
And he's like, nope, 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 can't, nope, 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 nope.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, it's hard to dominate when you get 2 targets, but it's your fault that you had 2 targets.
Yeah.
Okay?
Skip, you remember the game in 1998 when Minnesota came to Dallas. Randy Moss was upset because he said Jerry told him that he was going to draft him if he was available.
Lord have mercy.
And he didn't. Yeah. Randy Moss had 3 targets.
Yeah.
He caught all 3 of them for $163 and 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
So you can dominate with limited amounts of targets if you're open. It's when you don't get open and the quarterback's like, I'm wasting my time. This was a wasted down by throwing you the ball because there's no separation. No, you can't dominate with 2 targets because you couldn't get open on the 2 targets that he did throw you.
By the way, I was the lead columnist for the Chicago Tribune at that point, and I campaigned for the Bears to take Randy Moss out of Marshall. And they said, well, we can't because he showed up here for an interview, and then he came to Chicago for an interview, and they went to meet him at his hotel, and he no-showed the interview. And they said, he's out. Okay, well, guess what? Yeah, look what he did to my team.
Yeah. Then he says, Danny Green, the one that drafted him, and said, well, he's in.
He's in. So I'm going to use this stat one more time. This troubles me about Amari Cooper because I do love him because he is a stud receiver. And as you say, he just might be the best route runner in pro football. Pro Football Focus last week graded him the #1 receiver going into that game in all of pro football. But the disparity between home and road is scary to me because at home, in just 5 games at home, he has 39 catches. Away, he has 17 catches in 6 games. So he's played 1 more road game, and he has 17 away and 39 catches at home.
22 fewer catches in 1 game.
Yikes. What are you doing? Well, it shows you can be a little soft on the road where you can't really guts it up and rise and shine away from your crowd.
Because here's the thing, Skip. When you play an offense and you're at home, everything is quiet. You can get off on the snap count. You can see everything. Now, when you're on the road, you got to concentrate even more because if you're outside the numbers, it's kind of hard to really hear. So you're kind of looking at the ball.
Yep.
So the get off is a little different. There are a lot of things, and most players, you hear that in basketball, Skip, guys shoot better at home than they do on the road, especially role players. Well, guys normally play better at home.
But in basketball, at least it's not cold and windy or rainy on the road, right?
But the crowd knows has a lot to do with it because you got to really focus on what's going on because, like I said, I'm looking at the ball, and sometimes the guy, and Stephon Gilmore knows. He knows Amari's not going to be able to hear outside the numbers. So, hey, I'm going to get my hands on him. Once I get my hands on him,
That's what he did.
I can control it.
It was game over. Amari likes climate controlled.
Yes.
He likes quiet when we have the football.
Right.
He likes fast track at Jerry World, right?
Because the footing is always going to be great.
Perfect.
It's never going to be wet, Skip. You'll never have to worry about your feet going out from up under you. And Amari is, and see, the thing is, like, if you hold the steering wheel, you control the car.
Yep.
Stephon Gilmore realized if I get my hands on him, I can control you, Amari, because you're not that big receiver like a T.O. that can run through contact, like a Julio Jones that can run through contact. You're not that. You're a smallish receiver. And if I get my hands on you just to throw you off just a little bit, Dak sees that. Dak's smart enough to know I'm going elsewhere.
So I said this is a defining moment today for my team, and it is for this receiver. Number 19's got to rise and shine. I do think he owes his team and his quarterback a much better game.
His quarterback owes him a better performance, too.
All right. Well, we'll see. I think they will reconnect today.
Make it seem like it's all Amari. The quarterback needs to rise and shine.
Yeah, well, my receiver will have 100-plus yards receiving against a really good corner.
Yeah, will your quarterback have 2 picks? Against a really good defense?
Well, they pick off a lot of people.
I don't know about a lot of people.
Okay, well, you
Dak.
just picked them to win handily. Huge.